I have some new koi fish masks, and we're going to play with them today. Welcome back, friends. Okay, so I had this idea to do the koi fish as a finished composition on the plate. I had it all in my head about the layers and how that might come about. And we're going to do registration where I tape the paper to the table. And you're going to see, like, I make a mistake and I'm leaving it in so that you can possibly learn from my mistakes. I knew better, but for some reason I wasn't thinking clearly. We've all had those days, right? Speaking of that, I got paint on my shirt. Why wear a nice blouse to the studio when I know I'm going to be playing with paint, right? These are the kind of mistakes I make. This is going to be a fun and different session, I think. So let's get to it. Okay, so you may notice that off on the left-hand side that there's a large rice paper that is taped to the desk. Now, this is a method of registration that I always like to use, even though, I have other tools for that. This is still my preferred way of registering. So all registration means is that the paper is going to land on the plate in exactly the same place. Now, this is where I made my mistake. I didn't have my plate attached to the desk like it was. You know how it clings to the desk? I had it on a piece of plexi. Oh my goodness, I was too lazy to take it off the plexi, and you'll see right here it shifted. So I decided to leave it in anyway because the print you will see much later in the video. Even though it was no longer registered, I managed to salvage it. So definitely stay tuned to the end to see that. But I'm going to attempt to keep this as registered as possible. So that first layer, I put, Indian yellow, quinacridone red, and a little bit of white. And now this layer is going to be a thin layer of white, and I'm using some twine. This, in my mind, is going to create some ripples, like maybe water ripples. I don't know if it's really going to read that way, but anyway, that's what I was thinking. And I don't necessarily, I want that white to sort of be a little bit transparent. So see how it, I didn't want it to be perfect. So this is a beautiful, I think it's called Ocean Blue or something like that. It's from Craft Smart, which I don't usually use. But I have to say some of the colors work well on the plate. Not all of them, but some of them do. And I'm using that technique that I showed a couple of weeks ago where you bend the plate and you make these sort of ripples. And as you can see, I'm still, I've got a piece of paper underneath, which I finally decide I got to get rid of that. The paper was just supposed to help me, indicate where my composition needed to start and end. Anyway, I'm attempting to reposition this, but it's not quite working. Anyway, putting down my 2 koi fish masks, and I'm picking up around it. So this, like I said, is my first try. And anyway, that paint dried too fast. I think in the process of rippling, the Craft Smart paint dried very quickly. So I decided to leave the masks down, put more paint down, and just, go around the stencils. Then I have to lift the stencils and print my layer. It is a beautiful color. So I still have some of that, that ripple effect. And I'm trying to adjust again, but I'm still off. I don't know if you could see that. So luckily, the mat that these are going to go in for framing it's more like the opening is more like a 7.5 by 9.5. So I think it's going to be very forgiving here. It's going to help me not show the registration doesn't match. So I'll show you that later in the video. I'm giving this about 2 minutes or maybe even 3 minutes to make sure I get it all. So I started to peek under and I realized, no, I need to wait a little bit longer. So off camera, I waited about another minute. So it was a total of 3 minutes. And it pulled. To me, I was having a hard time seeing the koi fish design within there. And I don't know if it was because the two fish kind of intersected at one point, but yeah, this at the time of making this print, I was thinking was a disaster and that I needed to start over. But I'm going to hold it to the end and try to salvage it. All right, so let's start over. Now this rice paper comes on a roll, so that's why it's so big. And I'm printing on the smooth side. My plate is now stuck to the table. It's not going to move this time. And I'm going to try the same thing with the quinacridone red, Indian yellow, and the white. I think this time I added a little bit more white, thinking maybe I could eliminate that second layer of white, but it didn't quite work out that way. So another thing to keep in mind when you're doing the registration is make sure that that you pull a little bit before you lay it down, because if the paper's too slack, it's still not going to be registered. It'll be off like maybe by 1/8 of an inch, small amount. So each of the layers I definitely waited somewhere between 2 and 3 minutes. And mostly I'm feeling for temperature. So I decided the white didn't really work, and I did like the thing that I did with the twine, so I'm going to try that again. I'm going to keep it a little bit lighter this time. I want a really thin layer of the white. And like most of my videos, the majority of the paint that I'm using is Nova Color. I do mix it a little bit with Golden's Open Medium. Just a little bit. I'm not trying to make it open paint. I just want to control the dry time a little bit, because Nova Color is even like faster drying than Golden Fluid. So this layer I don't wait 2 full minutes. This is pretty much almost real time. And it was a thinner, as you can see, a thinner layer of the white. I really like it this time. All right, so I decided I wanted some dots. I'm doing the Indian yellow just in some areas. And I'm not waiting at all, lifting it right away. And I'm just going to clean the plate. And now we're going to do our blue layer. And this time I'm just doing it this way. I'm not trying to do the ripples, because I definitely wanted to use this color, and this paint does dry really fast. Okay, so I had Indian yellow on my brayer, so that's changing the color slightly in a sort of uneven way, and I do love the way it came out. So again, we're going to wait like 2 full minutes at least. Now that is more like it. I think we got a sharper print. I just, that addition of the little circles, the ovals, and circles in the Indian yellow really does make it. So I decided I wanted to add a little bit of this blue, just a more teal blue, over the green that we have there, because it did come out a little green. So I put my rubber bands down. I'm using deli paper to pick up most of it. I want to be left with the imprint of the rubber band. And I'm purposely leaving this kind of grungy and rough. And I'm also just doing very light. I don't want to pick it all up. So now I'm using this little stamp that I have that has like circles. I removed some of the blue. Now I'm using some white with a little bit of yellow green. And I'm picking up with another piece of rice paper. So the only thing that I didn't really think out when I was working on this was now I have raw white here. And I don't like that. I don't like when the paper, but I do like the color combination. And look at the fabulous ghost. So really this one is just like a bonus thing I could use somewhere, but this one that's on the plate is really going to be, I think, a third paper. So I wasn't planning this. This just kind of happened. And some of my best work, I think, are unplanned. They're just things that happened on the plate that I thought, okay, let me try this. And that was the case here for sure. And this paper that I'm using is the Yasutomo 9 by 12 paper. So it's the exact same size as the plate. So I don't even have to worry about registration or anything. But I also don't have a white border on it. And I'm going to leave it for 2 minutes. Okay, so let's see how this turned out. So I could already tell that I'm really liking this, but it's going to need a little bit more work. But first I'm going to embellish this other print a little bit with this open paint. This is titanium white open. And I'm going to use my little stamp, and I'm going to stamp right onto the plate. Now this is another thing I had not planned. So I was just making note of like where on the plate I want to make sure I get in approximately the areas that I need. And I need to also, like, it's too heavy, the paint. So I'm going to use some deli paper and sort of lightly pick up some of it. I just want a hint of it. It's kind of almost like ripples in the water, you know? But if it was full strength, I think it would be distracting. So I'm just making sure of an area that I need to be. Because, you know, you're working backwards. You're like, this is the mirror image. I do have like a little blob there, so I'm just going to feather that out a little bit. We don't want any blobs. So this one is finished, I think, and it's well planned, and I think it came out nice. Now this one still needs a little bit of work. So I love this circle stamp. So I am thinking about maybe mixing two colors, you know, so maybe white and a teal or something. So this is, oh, this is that ocean blue color mixed with the white. But a sloppy mix, so it's part white, part blue. Again, lighten it up a little and try to get it in one of those white areas. So it's just a hint of it. Hopefully you could see this on camera. It's very, very subtle. That one I think you could see. And that is much better now. Okay, so now I'm adding a little bit of Indian yellow to that same mixture, and I'm stamping directly on the print, just lightly. I'm twisting it in the paint. I don't know if you noticed that, so that I can really get it coated. I have two sizes of the circle stamp, obviously. I'll see if it's still being sold on Amazon, and I will put it in the links below. So this is what it would look like matted. It's upside down. There we go. That's better. So my mat is a lot smaller than the actual 9 by 12. So now let's take a look at this and see if we can, you know, do the same thing here and improve on this a little bit. If you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, if I just had the confidence to like fix a print that didn't work out, or, you know, do as good a job as Susan does, if you're thinking that, trust me, it just takes a little bit more knowledge, maybe. I do have a course called The Joy of Gel Printing. If you're not aware, I will put the link in the description below. In the course, we talk about color and working with stencils and texture, understanding registration, so a little bit more of what I'm doing in this video, how to get in the flow, and even how to make a collage with your papers. So I tried to make it so that I was covering a little bit of everything, but also, you know, there's bonuses that show you how to take care of your tools. So these are other very important things: cleaning your brayers, cleaning the gel plate, and also a bonus about papers, all the different kinds of, you know, papers that you can use. So check out the link in the description below and take a look at the curriculum. I hope I see you there. Much, much better. I mean, I do like minimalism, but it was just a little too minimal. But when you mat it and it's cropped a little, oh my goodness, it's so much better. So here are my prints with the mat. This is still my favorite. It needs to be shifted down a little bit, but yeah, definitely my favorite. And this was a nice bonus paper. I love this. And so in some ways, I like the simplicity of this much, much more. I don't think there is such a thing as a green koi fish, but this is art, right? I hope you enjoyed that. Here I had a disaster print, or what I thought was a disaster, and I pulled it out at the end. Very happy with the 3 prints I ended up with. The koi fish masks will be on my website. The links for everything will be in the description below. So as always, don't forget to create, inspire, and share. But if you want to learn more about registration and how to make fabulous prints, take a look at this video. There's a lot more to learn about registration. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.